easy sometimes scoring. And from time to time, though, that's going to be an issue. But I think the one thing you'll see, they'll lock in, they'll defend well, they're going to play hard at both ends, and I think it makes for an interesting matchup.
Chicago State checks in at 3-7, IUPUI at 1-8. They are looking for their first win against Division I competition on the season. Last time out for IUPUI, they lost at Tennessee State some 6 days ago. Chicago State coming off a 3-game homestand that saw that end with a loss to Northern Illinois on Monday afternoon. Leading scorer for this Chicago State program is Brandon Betson, a junior from California. The Chicago State program brand new head coach Jared Gillian named the new head coach in July. Spot up 3 for the Cougars. That is good. And that is Betson that knocks it down. A 37% shooter on the season.
Well, slow reaction to a spotted shooter, Greg, and not able to close out in time. And, good indication for Chicago State. Good ball movement. Nice shot.
Now, this has been the end that has been troubling for IUPUI. They have scored less than 50 points in 6 of the 8 losses they have had this year. The most points they have scored against a Division I foe, 59. And Chooks Isatua commits a traveling violation, and that's been a problem, too, for IUPUI as they are turning it over 18 times a basketball game.
Bakario Lestrap gets great penetration, gets a great pass, and Isatua just took a couple extra steps.
Lestrap into the starting lineup because of the absence of Mike DePersia. He'll miss a 3rd game of the season due to an ankle injury. Extra pass for the Cougars leads to another good look from 3. That does not go, and Isatua able to corral the rebound. Shot taken and missed by Favor Chukukelu. Here's Lestrap, the sophomore from Houston. B.J. Maxwell, the only double-digit per-game scorer for IUPUI, yet to get a touch on the offensive end. Lestrap gets downhill. Shot clock at 5. Here's Pruitt. 1 pass too many.
Right idea. Miscommunication, obviously, with Isatua. Thought he was going to go. Great move to get inside.
It's a Chicago State team that played just 9 games in the pandemic-shortened season last year. They did not play a single league game last year in the Western Athletic Conference. This will be their last year in the WAC for the Cougars. Stripped by Pruitt. First Chicago State turnover. And Pruitt goes to the rim. Cannot finish. Last touch by an IUPUI player.
Just an opportunity in transition. They got some resistance out front by Andrew Lewis, who did a nice job at the rim, protecting the rim for Chicago State.
Chicago State scoring 62 a contest. They're allowing 73.
Jags are a little man-to-man, as they normally are. A little too much body on that one with K.J. Pruitt, but it's what they do. They lock you in at half court, play you hard.
Foul against Pruitt, first team foul against either side tonight on the oop, and Lestrap will get called for the foul because that way it prevented him getting dunked on that play.
He was beaten, and here's Coach Crenshaw. That look of consternation, so to speak. Why would you make that foul is basically what he's asking.
Member of the IUPUI Athletics Hall of Fame, one of 3 players to have his jersey retired at IUPUI. On the handoff, 2 in the corner, does not go. Weak side crash, last touch by the Cougars, out of bounds to IUPUI.
Once again, a little time to shoot, a little time to catch and shoot. You got to get rotations quicker, hand up on shooters.
It was Jashawn Corbett who could not hang on to the basketball. Jaguars with 3 freshmen in the starting lineup. A sophomore in the grad transfer. Lestrap kind of stumbled on the way up. And Teddy Mendang able to knock the ball away with the block shot. So 2.5 minutes in, 1 made field goal, a combined 4 turnovers. And Jonah Carrasco will check in for IUPUI.
Both teams clearly, as you point out, off to a rocky start. A little miscommunication in terms of who's going to zig and who's going to zag. Little turnover, basically unforced error.
Pair of substitutions about to check in here. Dominique Alexander, senior from Los Angeles, in for the first time. Leading scorer off the bench for Chicago State at 5 points a game. And they'll rotate two bigs. Noah Biji-Rumwami will check in here for Chicago State. He is a senior from Santa Clarita, California. Stanton trying to get downhill. Couldn't get the finish. Touch last by B.J. Maxwell. Maxwell is IUPUI's leading scorer. He is also their leading rebounder. 12.5 points and 5.5 rebounds a game.
Well, you're always obviously trying to figure out what the other team's about in these first few minutes. Both teams doing that. IUPUI able to get inside on the dribble, which is always good.
Wing three does not go, and Pruitt had inside position. I think that ball was touched while on the baseline, so it'll be IUPUI basketball.
I mean, Pruitt's right there. Doesn't time his jump that well. On his way down as the ball's coming down, so.
I think both teams feel this is going to be a race to 60 tonight. I'm not sure either team will win said race, but as long as one finishes more points than the other, that's all right. Maxwell. And Pruitt will draw the blocking foul.
Chicago State's on-ball defense, Greg, is not bad. I mean, they do a nice job. Yeah, obviously, on this one, you're a little bit body on the dribbler, but they've done a nice job. IUPUI trying to penetrate, pitch, find the next guy. Their ball screen motion. Both teams running that kind of offensive action.
Nathan McClure will check in for Boston Stanton III. We referenced the fact that Mike DePersia is out tonight for IUPUI, normally their starting point guard. They have 10 players in uniform, and they will all see time tonight. It is truly a case of whoever the hot five is, they'll get the run from Coach Crenshaw this evening. Shot clock at 7. Lestrap finds a seam. Can't finish. Carrasco can't tap it home. Biji-Rumwami able to track it down for the Cougars. Spot up three, left side, too strong, and McClure had his hands on it.
Yep.
Couldn't hang on to it.
Couldn't hang on to it.
Another three for Chicago State. This one also no good, but Biji-Rumwami.
Rumwami right there now. I mean, doing a nice job. Big body, able to get the long rebound.
And both these teams kind of play their post by committee.
Correct.
You'll see three different centers for IUPUI, two for Chicago State. Maxwell for three. Got that one. And IUPUI is on the board.
Little catch and shoot, Greg. Maxwell didn't hesitate. It's not a bad idea, frankly.
Now the pull from Betson does not go. But again, another offensive rebound snared by Chicago State.
Well, the three allows you to get some long rebounds from time to time, just like that one.
That is one of the strengths of this IUPUI team. They have out-rebounded their opponents so far on the year, but not the case tonight with the Cougars. Shot clock at 2. Not sure they realize it, and shot does not get up in time. And that'll bring us to our first media timeout. 5-3 our score. These two old rivals reconnect here at the Indiana Farmers Coliseum.
Some jump shots. You have not seen too much moving toward the rim, but as you point out, Greg, is not statistically an anomaly for either one of these teams tonight.
So far, of the 8 field goals attempted by Chicago State, 6 have been from behind the arc. Jaguars have connected on their only 3-point try. A little switching defense in the half court here by Chicago State. Pruitt finds a driving angle. Got fouled on the way up, won't get the roll, but the freshman from Texas will shoot 2.
I just love how assertive he is. You know what I mean? When he gets opportunities, knows when to go to the rim. Big, strong body, gets there, plays through contact. Now we just need to knock down a couple of free throws.
6'4" left-hander, one of the many Texas natives on this IUPUI roster. These are free throws 8 and 9 of the season for the left-hander. Matt Crenshaw, of course, former player at IUPUI, longtime assistant coach at IUPUI. As Pruitt goes 1 for 2, and Betson tracks down the loose ball for Chicago State. Jaguars as a team, 64% from the line.
Little matchup zone by the Jags here, Greg. Great communication, making sure everybody knows where cutters are.
Of course, the matchup zone, a staple of Matt Crenshaw's playing days at IUPUI.
Great hustle.
Dating back to Ron Hunter. Elbow jump shot does not go, and Pruitt secures the loose ball. Trying to find Carrasco. Good look from McClure from 3. Pruitt rejected.
Yeah, Carrasco makes a great decision to kick it out. He has a shot that doesn't go.
At the other end, a missed layup for Chicago State. Now it's a 3v2. Stanton, a pull-up 3. Not that time, but Carrasco extends the possession. Extra pass to Pruitt for a triple. Off the window, but Carrasco gets a second offensive rebound of the possession.
Great hustle on the glass. You set yourself up, try and get to the rim.
Stanton sets, fires, and that's a 3-miss 3 possession for IUPUI.
Got it. Good look, though. Really good look at it.
Nice pass. See if he can finish off with the assist. Not that time. But another offensive rebound. Both teams picking up plenty of those. Short corner jump shot, no. And Pruitt the rebound. And that one's off the foot of Pruitt. Out of bounds, turnover against IUPUI, their 3rd.
As we mentioned at the start, we thought both teams would mirror one another. Both teams play hard. I mean, we're sitting here, obviously, courtside. We can tell you the energy that's being expended by both teams. The problem is neither team can get it to go down, and with good looks.
Dimitar Pandev will check in. Senior from Macedonia, one of the returning faces from last year for IUPUI. He, Jonah Carrasco, Bakari Lestrap, Nathan McClure, amongst those all back for season number 2 in an IUPUI uniform. And that'll be steps. Corbett that time could not make up his mind which direction in which he was going to go.
Got a little confused, got a little ahead of himself with the turnover. Now, Jags trying to take advantage. Again, good ball movement, try and get to the rim.
Jaguars, one of their first 10 from the field. The gentleman that has the one now has a second. BJ Maxwell gets his second bucket.
Maxwell, you can tell, is feeling good, feels comfortable, is a guy who can score a lot of different ways.
He is the old head of the group. This is his 7th year in college basketball. Spot up 3 by Betson is good, and he's got both triples for Chicago State.
Like his game a lot. Like it. A little step back, doesn't hesitate, got a nice-looking stroke.
So the Cougars now up 8-6. Betson averaging 15 a game. Stanton got fouled, and Boston Stanton the 3rd. We'll have 2 free throws, and we come back from the media timeouts. Both teams' shooting struggles continue, but both teams keep UI in the conference semifinals down in Tulsa, Oklahoma, in the old mid-con days for these 2 teams.
So even after all that time, you're still okay with it?
I've got that imprinted in my brain.
I was going to say, well, that is painful.
Boston Stanton the 3rd misses from the free throw stripe. He is now 2 of 6 in the line this season. Yes, the backcourt that year for Chicago State was Royce Perrin, generous listed at 5'9", was probably about 5'6", but had about a 43-inch vertical and could dunk a basketball and was worth the price of admission. And he was flanked by David Golston at 5'3".
Oh my!
And those
goodness.
Guys were absolute terrors in the backcourt.
Oh no, I'll bet they were.
Chicago State.
I love that.
So 8-7 as Stanton goes 1 for 2. Jaguars 2 of 4 from the stripe so far. Chicago State yet to attempt a free throw. Part of that is that of their 13 shots, 8 have been from behind the arc. They were trying to get an inside look that time.
Well, had a nice high-low setup, just didn't complete it.
And Lestrap did a great job of getting just enough body in front of Teddy Mandang to draw contact and draw a foul.
You see Teddy come in. Yeah, clearly a foul. Good move, good take by Lestrap. He's fearless. I mean, we know that, and can get into the rim.
Bakari 5 of 11 from the stripe this season. Can't get that one to go. So then if it is a shooting stat, it has been a struggle for IUPUI this year.
Right.
37% from the field, or 26% from three-point range, and 64% from the line. J.J. Harris checks in, freshman from Tallahassee.
You have to wonder how much of this is a mental thing too. You know, Greg, you know how it is. Shooters have to be free in their minds. They have to have that freedom. They have to just block everything out. And I wonder, it's pretty well chronicled where the Jags are in terms of their shooting from beyond the arc and their overall percentage.
Bobby Harvey is in, south side of Chicago, native against Chicago State. Pandev able to keep in front of his man defensively, with the long rebound corralled by the Cougars. Right,
that's the one thing right now. I mean, those long rebounds have mostly gone Chicago State's way.
Yeah, 13-8 on the glass so far for Chicago State. Spot up three, make it 14-8 as Betson tracks it down. Another three for Chicago State, and Pandev with inside position ends the multiple scoring tries for CSU. Chicago State began their season with back-to-back victories. McClure. Lestrap for three.
Nice decision. Great pass, just didn't go.
Two teams that combined 3 of 15 from three-point range. Turnover number 5 committed by the Cougars.
Well, trade turnovers. Both teams, again, struggling from the field. Struggling sometimes to take better care of the basketball.
Chukes Isatua back in for IUPUI. On the season, Chicago State averaging about 17 turnovers a game. Harris providing some pretty good coverage here. Lestrap able to work his way through it. Stanton fires for three. Won't get the friendly bounce, but McClure the hustle points. And then Stanton turns it over. Chukukelu rejected by Harvey. But then the putback try by Jashawn Corbett will lead to 2 free throws, the first for Chicago State.
You think Bobby Harvey got a little bit of that ball, Greg? Now you'll see him. He is on a dead sprint to the basket. And you see the end of it right here. But Harvey will come in your screen. This is great hustle. Boom. Well done.
By the way, the same feed that you're seeing at home is being shown on the scoreboard.
Right.
So if you heard the groan that timed out with that replay,
right,
that was in the arena as well.
Yeah.
Corbett misses the first of 2 free throws.
Just great hustle, though. I mean, again, I think it underscores what the Jags are about right now. They work hard. You know, they give you an effort. It's just frustrating sometimes shots don't go.
Corbett's free throw. Missed that one, too. A.Z. Say in for the first time. Isatua will track down the rebound. Here is Say, young man from the state of Alabama. And his college days at Alabama State. One of a handful of IUPUI players that has Division I experience elsewhere. Isatua with the spin move, step through, and how about that?
How about him? It's a great move, spin move, got to step through. There's a lot going on that particular play.
Isatua is from Nigeria, but played high school basketball in Texas. He is 6'11", the tallest player on the IUPUI roster. And there is going to be a foul called against B.G. Ruwami for clearing out in the low post.
We had a little hand-to-hand combat there in the post.
Well, frankly, neither of these teams are going to get cheated in terms of the post position.
Right.
Because you got 5 guys and 25 fouls that are going to split 80 minutes tonight.
Well, and that's okay. I mean, Isatua, holding his ground inside, doing a great job. Jags staying in that matchup a little bit.
Into the game for Chicago State for the first time is Carlo Marble, senior from Des Moines, Iowa. Wearing number 10 in black and green. Pruitt, nice spin in the lane, back to that left hand, and got it to fall.
Got the friendly bounce, the friendly Farmers Coliseum bounce.
The freshmen from Texas combined to get back-to-back buckets in Isatua and Pruitt. Jaguars lead by 4. Spot up three on the right side is good.
Oh.
That's Marble who just stepped into one.
Stepped in and launched a rocket that hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
At the other end, Maxwell for three.
Love it. Pass ahead to a guy, a little semi-break, who's spotted up in rhythm.
That's 3 straight trips with points for IUPUI. And the lead is now 4 at 15-11. Maxwell has 3 of the 5 made field goals for the Jaguars so far. Chicago State can't get that one to go, but Marble tracks down the loose ball. Betson thought about a deep one. This time Chicago State will do more than think about it. And again, the long rebound corralled by CSU. Betson on the step through, and Maxwell flat ties him up, and the arrow goes the opposite direction, which will lead us to a media timeout. Jaguars starting to find the range a little bit here in the half-court offense. Home on December the 30th against the defending league champs in Cleveland State, before then welcoming Purdue-Fort Wayne here on January the 1st. Of course, tickets always available when you log on to IUPUIJags.com. Maxwell, an open look for three. Not that time, but IUPUI will keep the possession alive. Pruitt left hand, no. And IUPUI better serve going right back up with that one.
I think he's better served to do that, but you know what? His game is getting better.
Yep.
He's in the right spot. He's got things have to just flow from him.
Good job of splitting that defense, and on the drive, give the bucket to Jay-Sean Corbin and the foul.
Jay-Sean Corbin did a tremendous job. You talk about playing through contact. He got a little bit of it. You'll see him here. This is just a strong 1-2 contact. I'm not exactly sure how he got it up on the backboard, but whatever he did, it worked. That's a great individual move.
So Corbin 0 for 2 from the line earlier. Gets it this time. And the lead down to 1 for IUPUI. And these two teams have played one common opponent, that being Tennessee State. Chicago State beat them the week before IUPUI lost in Nashville last Friday. Jaguars lost that game handily last Friday night. Lestrade gets downhill, and right idea. IUPUI was open but wasn't ready for the pass. Betson at the other end. Another opportunity for an and one. And just like that, Chicago State goes right back in front.
How about Betson? We've talked about him and his ability to knock down jump shots. He's knocked down 2 threes. Watch him here. He's coast to coast, through traffic, the Euro, and the finish. Strong move.
Foul against Maxwell, his first. Betson averages 15 a game.
I can see why.
Also an 83% free throw shooter, and look the part there. He's got 9 of the Chicago State 17. The 6 quick points by the Cougars put them right back in front. Bobby Harvey for 3. Good look that would not go. Maxwell.
Oh.
No. IUPUI. Oh. No. But IUPUI will shoot 2.
Maxwell, I think, was surprised he was that open. Guy stumble inside. He gets the rebound, goes back up.
So Chooks IUPUI to the free throw line to shoot 2. Chooks about 70% from the line this season. Fans, the Horizon League is comprised of 12 public and private institutions located in some of the largest and most vibrant cities in the country. There are 11.5 million television households in the HL footprint, and viewers consumed more than 35 million minutes of Horizon League action in 2020 and 2021. To learn more, visit horizonleague.com. So IUPUI misses from the stripe. Jaguars have made one, missed one. All of their 3 previous trips to the line so far tonight. IUPUI goes 0 for 2. Jaguars 3 of 8 now from the free throw line. Cougars potentially passed up a good look there in Russian.
I think so. I think they did.
Now Russian on the drive. Makes contact, and good job by Lestrap to be awaiting for contact.
That's great defensive play. I mean, he sees, and again, you make the mistake, you don't come to a stop. That's the coaching part of it, Greg. Come to a jump stop if you can, because if you continue, a smart defender like Lestrap is going to draw a charge.
Defense has not been the problem for IUPUI.
No, not at all.
Their opponents are scoring 62 a game. That's normally going to win you a lot of games. Not the case this year. Lestrap, good look that would not go. And the Jags been sitting on 15 now for a while. They've missed their last 4 shots as IUPUI. Betson for 3. Left that one short, but Undang able to track that down. Betson again. Got it. His third made 3.
I tell you what, it was a great release. Got himself resituated, steady, good pass and catch.
Make it 9 in a row for IUPUI. Chicago State 4 of 15 from three-point range, but Betson has made 3. And this has been kind of part and parcel for IUPUI season. Just long stretches where the shots have not fallen. Harvey, good look that wouldn't go.
Man, you talk about getting to the rim, Greg. He got to the rim, just rolled off.
There's not been many bad shots taken by IUPUI.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Betson again, the mid-range. Not that time. Good look. And now Say will lead the break. Lestrap tries to finish the break, cannot. IUPUI will.
Stayed right with it. Give the big guy credit. Ran the court. Didn't get the first put back. Stayed with it. Got the second one. Big hoop.
When you're 6'11 and can run the floor, the ball will find you.
Yeah, that's just great effort.
That snaps a 9-0 spurt for the Cougars. Marble finds Betson.
Nice pass.
That's going to be a blocking foul. It's the 16th foul, so no free throws on that. It is the second on B.J. Maxwell. And that will take us to our next timeout. Cougars lead by 3.
Working hard. Things will happen.
So it was the 6th foul against IUPUI. So sidelines out of bounds coming here for Chicago State. Chicago State will begin WAC play coming up here in a couple of weeks. This is their last run through the conference. Their future's kind of unknown in terms of conference affiliation or independent status for the 2022-2023 season. Russian puts that one again. He's turned on that done a couple of times and finally realized, hey, I got a good look here.
You know what? I think he was surprised and just got it up on the rim.
Corian Russian, 6'5 senior, 8.5 points, 7 rebounds a game, his first bucket. Driving kick to Harvey for 3. Good look that would not go. Carrasco couldn't snag the offensive glass. Trailer 3 for Betson. No, passes it up. Good look from 3. Chukukelo does not go. Russian will track down another rebound. +8 right now are the numbers on the glass in favor of Chicago State.
Yeah, and that's disturbing, frankly, but some of them have been those dreaded long rebound situations.
It's going to be a foul on Stanton with 4 on the shot clock. That's going to be 1 plus the bonus coming up for Teddy Manding.
I mean, you think we talked about it earlier, long rebounds. When you shoot from 3, and you're going to create some of those long rebound opportunities. That does not dismiss the fact that you need to corral the long rebounds.
Teddy Bayi Ba Mandang.
I'm glad you did that.
I'm going to go by Teddy for a good chunk of the broadcast. Talked to one of the coaching staff, says you can just say his last name and you're in good shape. I said, okay. Missed free throw there. Teddy 6 of 17 from the stripe this season. Shot clock at 9. That's going to be a moving screen on Carrasco.
Absolutely. Chicago State, Greg, has done a nice job the entire way on their on-ball defense. Like how they set themselves up position-wise. They stay in their stance. They've done a nice job. Jags have no space, have no lanes, so to speak, to get to the rim.
6th IUPUI turnover. They have made just one of their last 9 field goal tries. Nice move. Left-hand finish not there, but Russian, another putback try that does not go. And Carrasco with the rebound.
Great move inside, though. I mean, really, by Dominique Alexander. Just wouldn't go.
Everything but the finish.
Everything but.
Inside out for AZ Say. Not that time, and it has been a struggle from three-point range for AZ this year. If you had asked me before the beginning of the season who would kind of be the leading scorer for IUPUI, I thought it was going to be AZ. It's not been. Leading scorer for Chicago State has been Betson. He's got 15 of their 25.
He's starting to feel his rhythm, get his rhythm. He's starting to feel good. He's got some space.
He's now 4 of 6 from three-point range. Already at his per-game average for the season. With 21 minutes of basketball left to go, Lestrade gets downhill. Ondang with the block and eventually the rebound.
Tremendous help. Comes over, gives help. Gets the block. Easily blocked.
It is a 14-2 run for Chicago State, and Gerald Gillian would like a timeout. He'll take his use it or lose it 30-second timeout. And again, this has been IUPUI all
season. Side, you got to find. I tell you right now, I would make certain we know where Brandon Betson is at all times. We've got to get a hand on him. We got to try to deny him catching the basketball and be aware of where he is, because he's been phenomenal from beyond the arc.
Shot clock at 15. Man-to-man this time down for IUPUI. On the drive, and blocking foul called on the pass. It'll be 1 plus the bonus. And again, Alexander draws the foul. He'll get at least 1 free throw. McClure picks up the whistle, his first foul. Alexander on the season, 12 of 14 from the stripe.
You like his ability to step over there and try to draw the charge just a little bit late. You know, that's his MO. I mean, he gives you those hustle plays at both ends. Gets loose balls, gets on the glass.
Alexander connects from the free throw. 5 points and 2 rebounds a game for Dominique. Chukakelu checks back in for Chicago State. And it is the first double-digit lead of the game for the Cougars. They're on a 16-2 run. There is a 5-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Stanton goes baseline, draws the foul. That'll be 1 plus the bonus. So Boston Stanton the third will go to the free throw line for the second trip of the evening.
Well, he recognized he had an open post. There was no help down there, so he gets the crossover, gets baseline, and draws the foul.
Stanton from the Denver, Colorado area. One of 3 freshmen getting significant minutes for this IUPUI team. Stanton misses. Jags now 3 of 9 from the stripe. And the Cougars can hold for a final look before halftime. Chicago State trying to even the all-time series between these two former conference foes. 3 in the corner does not go. Fight for the loose ball. Tossed last by Chicago State. A little flop warning was given to Chicago State on the three-point shooter. Trying to draw the contact. That was Marble. Maxwell will get a good look. Maxwell with 8 to lead the IUPUI attack, but Chicago State had the better of it from the midway point of first half number 1 on. They're on a 16. Tennessee State, who then beat IUPUI this past Friday. So the Cougars will have the basketball. Corian Russian will inbound it directly in front of us, and half number 2 By the way, I dig the organ music. We are in a hockey
Yeah,
bar.
oh, no. I
We
think
need
that's
more
an
of that, by the
homage
way.
to all the great hockey players and teams that have played in this building.
On the low block. Jashawn
I'm
Corbett.
telling you what, you love it. You go deep on that first pass, and somehow you get one to go and get a victory lap and drop in for you.
So Corbett's got 5. Again, he's the second leading scorer for the Chicago State club at 11 points per game. And the lead widens for the Cougars. Pruitt with his weak hand, and Mondang got ball but got body
but
too.
Let me tell you what, just think about this possession right here is what we're talking about. You get a point to wing pass. You get a penetration to the rim. You get fouled and you go to the free throw line. And I'm just telling you, it's easier to say. I mean, KJ Pruitt does it the way you want, but then you come up short at the free throw line.
Jaguars now 3 of 10 from the free throw strike.
Yeah, but in terms of what you're looking for, use that possession as a model. This is what you're trying to do. You get a chance to turn the corner and get to the rim. But you get a chance, you need to convert.
It's an 18-2 run dating back to about the midway point of the first half. And that'll be an offensive foul. Good job by IUPUI to take the charge.
Stood right in there, did a great job. Was able to slide his feet, get position, take some contact. That's not an easy thing to do.
And as advertised, all 10 players in uniform for IUPUI played in the first half. It is, if you get hot, you will have the opportunity to keep playing.
Right. I mean, it's just a situation where you're trying to rotate people in, find someone who can give you a lift, give you a spark.
Pruitt, Lestrap on that pass that almost was stolen.
A little not as sharp and as crisp as you'd like it. Great anticipation defensively.
And again, part of that is the fact that DePersia is out with that ankle injury tonight.
No question.
Third game he's missed of the now 10 played this year for IUPUI. Stanton on the drive. Tough shot. And Mondang again got a piece of it.
Tough shot because you felt contact, and you got a couple of screens for Stanton. You got one on the wing. You got another one out front.
Third block for Mondang so far. IUPUI couldn't get the shot clock.
No.
Couldn't get it off in time.
Good defensive possession by Cleveland State. Jags need to be aware of where they are in the shot clock. All 5 need to be aware.
IUPUI averaging 49 points per game. Sitting on 17, 22 minutes in. Betson lost the handle.
Good job defensively. Got the quick hands. You're aware when Betson out at the wings, probably going to put it on the floor and try to go somewhere. Nice job.
Bobby Harvey will check in next, dead ball for IUPUI. Shot clock again in single digits. Lestrap tries to power his way in, and just nothing there.
Yeah, a lot of contact. Officials will letting them play, have been all night, been consistent with it, but on that particular play, there was clearly some contact.
Been a very even whistle this evening. Alexander for 3, lines it up.
You know what, you just catch and shoot, just so easy. No one really closes him out and gets a hand in his face.
The lead grows to 15. It's largest for Chicago State. That is the 6th made 3 of the game for the Cougars. Scoring drought approaching 7 minutes for IUPUI. IUPUI couldn't fix that. Another spot up three. And the rebound again to Chicago State.
Another long rebound. Man, oh, man. Oh, ooh. Somehow, some way, Chicago State tracking down long rebounds, loose balls, everything. Got a shot clock situation here.
Yeah, shot clock will reset.
Good.
Because of the temporary loss of possession. Jaguars have 3 players awaiting to check in. Harvey Carrasco and B.J. Maxwell will come back in. No need for 4 players to leave. Pruitt doesn't about face and returns to the on-court action.
It seems like an awfully long possession, doesn't it, by Chicago State? They've tracked down loose balls, long rebounds.
They have out-rebounded IUPUI 33-20. Betson just weaving his way through traffic. Chukukelu back to Betson for 3. Not that time. And Harvey will track down the loose ball.
Good defense. Good defensive possession there.
And Maxwell, IUPUI's leading scorer both tonight and on the season. Pruitt with the left hand. Got Mandang in the air, and we'll have 2 free throws, and we come back from this media timeout. But the scoring drought continues for IUPUI as the deficit grows. Seeks to celebrate unity and inclusion while also bringing meaningful change across the Horizon League by encouraging student athletes to be the change. Projects have included the annual Coach John McClendon Day, voter registration drives, and celebrations around diversity and inclusion. Learn more at horizonleague.com/1HL or by searching the hashtag 1HL on social media.
Pruitt knocks down a free throw, Greg. Gets to the free throw line, converts.
That is the first trip in which an IUPUI player has made both free throws tonight. They are now 5 of 13 from the stripe.
There you go.
First points for IUPUI in 8 minutes and 12 seconds of game action. B.G. Ruwami back in there for Chicago State. Alexander open for 3 and makes his second of the half.
Good ball movement, great ball movement on that second pass by Betson.
And a 30-second timeout will turn into a full for head coach Matt Crenshaw of IUPUI. Jaguars find some points. Chicago State increases their lead. It's now So the Jaguars have the ball. They trail by 16 with 15:29 left to go. Greg Rakestraw, Bob Lovell with you here on ESPN+.
Greg, I think Coach Crenshaw in that timeout pointed out pretty hard to his guys that you got to get out and cover shooters. You know, you got to hustle. You got to get after them and not let them catch and shoot.
Shot clock is at 4. Not sure Stan recognizes it. He does now in time and run that play again.
Yeah, I'd say come back and do that again. Let the shot clock get to nearly 0. Again, you know, he's got room. He's spotted up. Good pass.
And a moving screen called against B.G. Ruwami.
Yeah, this is how you get a little run going, Greg. Hopefully, get a little bit of a run. You get a big basket, force a turnover, come back, get a good shot this time, get a good look.
Stan, the first player, other. Then B.J. Maxwell to knock down a 3 tonight. Stan, 4.5 points a contest. Maxwell's been shipping in a dozen, and basically most everybody else on the roster gets 3 or 4 a game, the way it's worked this year for IUPUI. Maxwell, that pass was tipped away. It'll remain IUPUI ball.
Nice little action, though. I mean, you get a little curl cut coming off the top of the post by Maxwell. You know, he can decide to take it to the rim, which in this play he decided to pass it out, but good action. At least getting you going toward the rim.
Maxwell has spent time at Abilene Christian, Detroit Mercy, and last year at Division II St. Edwards in Austin, Texas, which is where he is from. Stan just threw that ball off of Russian. to get a fresh 5 seconds. Shot clock at 10. And that'll be a foul against Alexander. Just the 5th against Chicago State this half.
Alexander, as coaches, you say you can't trail Cutters, which he did. And again, you're trying to make that little curl cut off the post.
I was joking about running the same play again, by the way, Bob. I wasn't serious about that. Because Stanton may be running that exact play right now.
You know, in his mind, that play worked.
If he had hit that, would become page 1 of the playbook, by the way.
It's great hustle on transition defense by the Jags. Well done.
On the drive. Shot is good for Jashawn Corbett.
That's a big-time move. Great catch. Puts it on the deck, gets a little crossover to the rim, and finishes with the left.
I think the good news for Chicago State is that Betson has not had to carry them in this half the way in half number 1.
Well, his other teammates clearly have stepped up, but it's nice to know that he's there, giving him a little bit of a breather right now.
Maxwell trying to create some space. And
tough shot.
Yep.
Tough shot. I understand it, and I applaud trying to do something, but that's a tough shot.
May have been one of the only bad shots that IUPUI has taken in this game. B.G. Ruwami, low block.
Good
shot
block.
Rejected by Carrasco.
Yeah, Carrasco right there. Quick double team on the post.
Nice pass by Stanton.
Oof.
Right to the hands of Bobby Harvey.
Bobby Harvey right there and just went through his hands. Betson comes back after a short breather. So you need to be aware of where he is.
I only sat for 2 minutes of half number 1. You get a 15-point cushion. You're afforded a little more oxygen on the bench for Betson. And that, even in an era where you have less travel
they're still going to call that.
That one's going to get a whistle.
Yeah, there's a more liberal interpretation of traveling now, but as we know, but you can't overlook that one.
15 turnovers committed by Chicago State, yet they still lead by 15 points with 12 and a half minutes left to play in this one. Stanton able to work his way through that one.
Well, that's a good recovery. That's a big-time recovery.
Shot clock at 5. Stanton gets the friendly bounce.
Got the friendly bounce.
Austin Stanton now with 6.
Well, you had some movement on your offense. You threw posts, you got a cut, got movement.
First hurdle for IUPUI is to get this back to single digits as it stands at 13. Big fella will try a 3, and
good block.
I believe there was a piece of that one by an IUPUI player.
Absolutely. Carrasco got it.
Last hit by a Chicago State player, which means we go to a media timeout. Cougars lead by a baker's dozen, double digits, 37-24 with 11:53 left to play.
Well, the Jags clearly need to start picking some things up. Maybe might be trying to extend defense. Got to start going more to the rim, as we talked about. To get back in this, you try and score off your defense if you can, because you're running out of time.
Full court man pickup, no trap out of it by Chicago State.
Chicago State, nice job on the defense, and then you get the little cheap one. Great job of stepping out on cutters and helping one another. And then you settle for that kind of hand foul, little touch foul.
16 foul. No player has more than 3. Mondag and Corbett each with 3 for Chicago State. Next free throw does put IUPUI in the bonus. Next foul, I should say, puts IUPUI in the bonus for the remainder of the game.
Even more important to get to the rim.
Shot clock at 7. Harvey. Maxwell will look from 3 that steered wide left. And Alexander will be fouled by AZ Say. first foul whistle against IUPUI this half.
Alexander on the glass, battling for the rebound. Tell you what, he plays hard. You'll see him here. He'll come in. Look at him. Nobody gets a body on him. He's right there for the rebound.
Mondang will check back in for Chicago State. After this game, they head to Iowa to play a pair. They've got road games at Drake and Iowa State.
Yikes. That's a trip.
And they go to play at Grand Canyon to start Western Athletic Conference play. Shot clock at 5, and Harvey bails him out with a hand check foul.
Same thing. You play well for most of the possession, and you get 3-4 seconds left on the shot clock, and you get a touch foul because you didn't slide your feet.
Mismatch with Carrasco on Betson. Alexander left all alone, and that young man has made 3 threes in the second half.
Well, again, wide open, no rotation, no communication, no one sprinting out to close him out. Just good ball movement.
Stanton running a little point guard right now for IUPUI, and again, not sure that's his strong suit, but with no Mike DePersia in the game, Harvey misses a 3. IUPUI now 3 of 14 from three-point range. And that'll be a clean block on Maxwell. Touch last by Corian Russian. Out of bounds to IUPUI.
Good defense, great defense. I'll tell you what, ball was Corian Russian was on a direct line to the rim, and good play. Yeah, not having DePersia, Greg, I think is a big problem for the Jags tonight. It really is. Things just flow a little better when he's running the show because he's a pass-first point guard, and he's pretty good at it.
Pruitt elects not to take the shot. Say will from 16. And then Alexander, that was contact with his own man. That's why that was not a foul. He landed on marble. Out of bounds to IUPUI.
Well, you're going to see it here. This is kind of scary for a second. Yep, his own teammate gets caught up in him. Thank goodness he's okay.
Stanton off the curl. Good look that wouldn't go. Jaguars have made 2 field goals here in this half. They are shooting 8 of 37 for the game. Marble a deep 3. And now they are flowing for Chicago State.
Well, again, Greg, it's pass and catch and shoot. Catch and shoot without a defender, literally. No hand in the face. Nobody making you step out an extra step.
9th made 3 for Chicago State. Betson's got 4. Alexander with 3. Marble has made 1 in each half. Shot clock at 7. It will have to be Pruitt. Maxwell blocked, but got fouled on the way up. So B.J. Maxwell has not scored.
Great penetration, great pass.
Maxwell have a chance to go to the free throw line for the first time tonight. Best shooter from the line this year for IUPUI at 79%. And Maxwell connects. And he's got 9 to lead IUPUI. Dimitar Pandev will check in, replacing Jonah Carrasco.
Making sure they had the right shooter.
And
the foul was awarded to the right guy, which they did.
So Maxwell in double figures. But the sands of the hourglass starting to fall quicker for IUPUI, down by 17 with 8.5 minutes left to go in the contest. Poked away by Say and taken away by AZ.
Yeah, great hands. Great hands. Cutter made a great job to get to the ball.
But Say kind of got stuck in a bad spot. But
yeah,
we'll track down the loose ball. Maxwell. And one.
And a well-deserved and one. Great Euro. Gets the bump. Presence of mind to get it on the rim. What a great move. You'll see it right here. I mean, he splits the defenders. The bump. Yeah. You deserve an extra one.
So Maxwell is at his average for the season. And now one above it. He is also a perfect 3 of 3 from the stripe. He's got 13 of the IUPUI 29. It's going to be a run from IUPUI. It needs to come now. Betson. Not that time. But another offensive rebound for Chicago State. Second chance points really have not been a factor. They're 5 apiece. Marble misses that. Ball yet again tracked down by the Cougars.
See, that's what you're talking about, Greg, earlier. We're talking about long rebound, Chicago State coming up with them.
So we're going to check the shot clock, I believe. We will step aside for a timeout. Lee. So like we said, there was going to be a bit of a shot clock review while we were away. That has been taken care of. The shot clock has been reset to 14 with 7:36 left to play in tonight's game.
As you pointed out, Greg, the Jags need to make a move now and really have to do it on the defensive end. Cannot miss any shooters, have to get all the loose balls and long rebounds, and then convert.
All slips out of Betson's hand.
That's
it's
a good
clean
way to start.
Turnover for IUPUI.
Good way to start with a great steal.
Pandev hustles down the floor.
Look at him. Just couldn't finish it.
Missed at the rim.
Did everything except finish it, but that's great hustle.
Pandev has yet to score tonight, averaging 2.5 points a game on the season. And another giveaway by Chicago State. In Chicago State, 18 turnovers now, but they've led by double digits virtually the entire half.
Yeah, and you know what? That's just your basic unforced error, without question.
Five-out offense here for IUPUI. Say trying to create some space, and does so.
Nice hesitation inside. Great individual move by Say.
And again, I'm scratching my head to figure out why it has been such a struggle for him this year.
Oh, I think this game is so mental, Greg. I think, he's just not found a rhythm for whatever reason.
The three-point try is good, and that's by Corbett. That is his first of the night, and that was at a pivotal moment in the game because the Jaguars had gotten back within 12.
Well, that's exactly right. And once again, just a little catch and a little penetration, catch and shoot. Nobody out.
Say has made one. Let's see if he can make a second. Won't take it just yet. Now he'll take the look and connects.
Again, it's about rhythm, Greg. You can see it. He feels it. He gets the shot inside the lane. Now feels good. Gets the catch and shoot for three.
And the game back to a dozen. Then Say pokes it away, gets the seal. Say will finish. 7 quick points for AZ. Say an immediate timeout taken by Chicago State.
Single-handedly lifting his teammates. Just doing a fantastic job. And again, when you
from three-point range, and again, a last year because of the departures of guys like Burke and Goss and Bennett, everybody's asked to play a larger role, but I thought Say was the guy that would kind of grow into that this year.
Who knows? Maybe this little flurry will help him.
This is as close as it has been in the second half. A couple of stops away from this one getting interesting for IUPUI. Almost a turnover. Shot clock at 9. Corbett. Alexander. Not that time, but another rebound. Mondang with the offensive glass.
It's just uncanny how it happens. You get the long rebound. Chicago State gets to it, steps out of bounds.
However, Chicago State turns it over for a 20th time this evening.
So again, this is when, as a team, you have to grow and understand time and situation. You know you're making a run. You know you're coming back. You know you're getting closer. So now this is a possession that collectively you all have to think the same way. No turnovers, no bad shots, no fouls. Don't get an offensive foul setting a screen.
Largest lead was 19. Since that time, Jaguars on a 12-3 run. Say, not that time.
Would have been huge. But, again, you like how he's going right at it.
Alexander gets downhill and, again, got bailed out with the foul.
You love how fearless he is. I mean, he's inside, going to go to the rim. He's got three guys. You'll see him here. Gets in the lane off the crossover. He knows he's just trying to draw the foul. He's all of 5'10", 160. He's not afraid to get inside at all.
And connects from the free throw line. He's got a dozen, and 10 of those have come here in half number 2 as Betson has not scored since halftime.
Yeah, and Jags have done a great job on Betson. Hasn't had any clean looks.
And gets the roll as well. And now Corbett will check back in as Betson will have a seat. Both Betson and Alexander from the state of California. One of 3 California natives on the Chicago State roster. Back to a dozen. And Stanton has it poked away. Chukukelu cashes in, and all of a sudden it's back to 14.
Yeah, just that kind of play. Great hands, great defensive play, strong enough to finish.
Time for one last gasp if you're IUPUI. McClure lost it on the way up.
Right where he needed to be, just couldn't hold on to it.
10th IUPUI turnover. And then a timeout taken by Chicago State. It will turn into a full timeout, and we will exit with them. Cougars looking for their 4th win of the season. Their lead back to 14 here against IUPUI action.
Well, you have no margin for error at this stage. You have to be efficient. So, that's a daunting task right now. And you have to do something you haven't done particularly well throughout the night. That's make shots.
Well, again, IUPUI in danger of not hitting 50 for a 7th time this season.
Yikes.
And there's an exclamation point for Corian Russian.
So cleared out that side and with authority. That's an impressive finish.
6 in a row for Chicago State and trying to add to their win total. It's a program in their last full season that won just 4 games 2 years ago. Say the step back 3, and Say with 10.
The bright spot for the Jags has been his performance in the second half. Once again, feeling it, in rhythm, feeling well about himself.
And it's a new season high for AZ. And Say with a second steal of the half.
Well, you got time now.
Say the floater, not that time.
Yeah. It's all right. Great move.
By the way, the 10.
Jags trying to press here. They're trying to get any kind of double team they can at the half court.
And Say gets another turnover. Then Alexander gives the foul, and AZ Say will shoot 1 plus the bonus.
Great hustle again. Seriously, make a basket, see what it does for you. I think it's great.
A young man that began his college days at Alabama State, then went the junior college route. Blinn Junior College in Texas. This is his second year here with the IUPUI program. And Say and Alexander have kind of tangled a couple of times.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they're competitors.
Yep.
They play hard. They go after it.
Say 6 of 10 from the line this season. 1 plus the bonus. Sub will come in here for Chicago State. ChicagoState. Chicago State goes a little smaller here, and assuming IUPUI will press, and the Jags have gone smaller too, so corresponding move for the Cougars. Say makes them both. He's got a dozen. All coming in the second half. Jaguars, by the way, have 3 fouls to give if they want to play the foul game, and they're going to start doing that right now.
Good call, Coach. Well done. Going to be judicious with it. It's a good time to do it, obviously, right here.
So 3rd foul against Say, 4th team foul. Chicago State as a team, 61% from the line. And the foul going to be called against Maxwell. Again, not sure he was going for that, but frankly, that's not a bad thing if you're IUPUI.
No, not at all. I mean, you know, your option now is to play the foul game, and now you're going to be able to get into it.
By the way, those last couple of buckets for IUPUI allows them to avoid a rather dubious distinction. The fewest points scored in a game in program history was 39. Steele. Lestrap will finish 9-point game.
Tell you what, crazier things have happened, Greg. You know, get a turnover, get a 3.
Almost an over and back. Almost.
Just barely.
Chukukelu had not fully established in the front court. Alexander, the C parts, and he lays it up and in.
Well, what he does, and then you give one back.
And Chukukelu will kick it out. And Jaguars still have 1 foul to give. Not fouling just yet. Corbett didn't get the memo.
No, not at all. Would have been okay to get 1 bounce on it, get a little closer.
Maxwell for 3.
There
Line
it is.
drives it in.
Yikes.
Timeout taken by IUPUI. Maxwell with 16.
There's life.
It is an 8-point game with 1:24 left to go.
Jags have life. You know, it possibly something without having time come off the clock. Your biggest enemy now, if you're IUPUI, is the clock. And so you have to do things where the clock stops. You don't want it to run. So, again, if you're going to foul, you should have done it as fast as you could. And now, time's coming off.
Say will give the foul, which is his 4th, team 6th.
Well, you're in that situation where you have to foul, right? You need to try to play the foul game. That's the only, literally the option you have. Now here, once again, try to deny, try to get the steal. If you can get a double team, get one.
Betson probably the guy you don't want to foul.
Probably not.
Anybody else is fair game.
And there's a correlation between that and why he has the ball.
Shot clock at 13. At this point, you simply play it out if you're IUPUI.
You know, I'm old school. I would foul.
Well, at 3.
Because it's not a.
Corbett a long 2. No. Lestrap tips it out. Alexander will track it down. Now you have to foul or not.
Right, no.
Chicago State could simply turn it back over.
You got to be efficient now.
Save for 3.
Just like that. Okay, so you know, look, you're at 5. You're in. You're right where you need to be. You're within striking distance. It's been a remarkable come.
Lead was 19 with 8:46 left to play. It was 16 in not too distant past.
Yeah, I mean they've made a great run. There's no question. Try to deny if you can. Try to get 1 double team.
Timeout's going to be called by Chicago State.
Had to. You're trying to deny to draw the 5-second, and you almost got it.
So a full timeout. That's the last room.
The great young coaches out there, people need to pay attention to them. There's no question. Which means that tournament, Greg, is going to be a lot of fun.
So full court man pickup for IUPUI.
So try to deny, try to force the 5-second now foul, or get a double team if you can.
Trying to get the ball out of Alexander's hands or Betson if they can.
Well, you don't have the luxury of that.
As here comes the foul, if that's the 5th on Say. That's the only problem, is that
that's the issue.
Young man that's been your hottest scorer just fouled out with 31 and a half seconds
it's
left to go.
He did what he had to do. He had to get the foul. Win. You don't have the timeout to bail you out of a 5-second violation.
So here's Alexander. Again, 15 points for the lefty from Los Angeles. 13 since halftime. A couple of made free throws here would go a long way. We got the first one to go. 16 for Dominique.
He's a gamer. You can just tell. he'll respond.
Makes it again. So a 3-possession game. Full court pickup now by CSU.
I like it. Put a little pressure on him, make him use clock. You got to advance as quickly as you can. You got to be careful and take care of it. You got to go.
Maxwell tries for the 2 and gets it.
Perfect. Got to find him real quickly now.
And then here comes the immediate foul. That's the 4th on Maxwell. And Corbett, who is 1 of 3 from the line, 65%. Just the 8th team foul against IUPUI, so it is 1 plus the bonus. By the way, the 17 for Alexander. That is a new season high for Dominique.
Well, you're in a situation here where if you're Chicago State, you got to make free throws. And if you're IUPUI, you got to hope they don't, and you got to convert.
Corbett connects.
Big free throw for the young man.
Not been a lot of free throws shot by Chicago State tonight, but they've been solid. 9 of 12 from the line. Corbett, 1 of 3 Cougars in double figures this evening.
Calmly steps to the line and knocks down 2 big free throws.
And that's how you find a way to win road games.
That's exactly right.
For the first time in a couple of years. Maxwell, again, has to be quick. Takes the 2.
And
got bumped. Couldn't get the finish, but we'll get 2 free throws. Clock stops with 11.4 seconds
left to go. Thought he had a
go.
chance. Again, going to the right guy. You just empty out the post, take away the help, put it on the floor, and go to the rim.
Maxwell's high this year was 19 in the loss to Oakland on December the 4th.
Looked pretty confident. Looked pretty confident at the free throw line now.
Makes them both. He's got 20 for the first time in a Jaguar uniform. And Corbett is fouled. Harvey gives the foul. 1.1 seconds come off the clock.
Well, good move by Chicago State. Go back to a guy who just made free throws for you. And unfortunately for IUPUI, you don't have the luxury of being selective in terms of who you foul.
So 1 plus the bonus on the 9th team foul. Corbett has made his last 3. Connects again. Back to a 3-possession game.
He's been money at the free throw line.
Made his last 5.
And this is not a good foul.
No.
At all. I know he's playing hard, he's working hard. Again, your best friend, if you're Chicago State, is a clock that's moving.
You literally want to guard him to make him catch it and then run to the other end.
You want to make him have to go against kind of false pressure, so to speak, making him use some time.
Lestrap, now 2 of 3 from the line. It would still take something of the miraculous variety at this juncture for IUPUI. 5-point game with 9 seconds left to go. Chukukelu fouled. Another second and a half comes off the clock.
That's a good foul. He hasn't been at the line much tonight. Good foul.
Will be the double bonus here on the 10th team foul for IUPUI. Chukukelu, 5 of 10 from the stripe this season. Misses here.
This gets interesting now, Greg, because you get another miss, or if you get one, you come down. If you're able to get 3 or a 2, foul quickly. You still have time, but you got to go. You got to go in a hurry.
Lestrap. Harvey.
You got to shoot.
Final shot of the game does not go. And congratulations, Chicago State. They pick up their 4th win of the season. Their first road win in over 2 years. IUPUI put up a battle to get back